Hey everyone, well, I don't think there's everyone yet, but I'm going to try something new here on Facebook, kind of like a tutorial, and see if that is something that you guys want me to do a little bit more of. So yeah, I'm here at the shop. It's Friday before the long weekend. It's raining outside and I'm going to do a decoupage project. So it's kind of a tutorial. I'm just going to kind of show you what I'm doing, and hopefully you might pick up a few tips and tricks about it, and then you can let me know if this is something you want me to do more of. So my name's Carla. I am here at Paint Me Vintage, which is Plenty's home of premium chalk paint, furniture and interiors, and we have lots of different things for all your crafting projects. So today I am going to apply this beautiful decoupage paper. We stock a lot of decoupage papers, but this is a really lovely one. It's black with writing and birds and flowers onto this old canvas that I have got here. So I'm just going to show you what I'm doing, as I said, and fingers crossed it all goes according to plan. And if not, I might not do another one of these. So if you're on here, say hi. If you're watching on a replay, say hi. And ask me any questions that you want. I don't know if I'll be able to see them from here, but I'll certainly answer them afterwards. So I'm just going to spin the camera down and show you what I'm doing, just so we can see the canvas. How does that look, Ree? Oh yeah, that looks alright, I think. Right, yep. Okay, cool. Alright, so I just want to show you what I started with. I got given this old canvas. So it's a nice solid canvas. It has this kind of cool sacking edge around it, and had a really faded print picture on it, like super faded. You could hardly tell what it was. So what we've done is we've painted the front of it in I think this was Beluga Velvet Luxe, which got here. This is the Paint brand that we have here. So it's a nice smooth finish. Velvet Luxe is really smooth, and it's self-sealing. And I kind of chose that for both those reasons. So I had a nice plain smooth canvas to put my image onto, and also being self-sealing, when I put my decoupage glue on here, it won't soak in as much as chalk paint. You can use either, but that's just a little tip if how they act differently. And then we painted the frame just black, and I thought that would tie in really nicely with the black paper. So I'm going to make sure I put this up the right way to me, because it has this tie on the back. So we did this a few days ago. The reason I've done the pale colour here is so that when I put my paper down, it's going to show all the true colours of the paper. If I had the black behind there, it was hide. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? It will hide all the white and light colour parts of the paper. So I'm going to use our matte lacquer as our glue, and that I'm doing that because I'm doing this on a flat surface, so it's going to give me a nice flat thin coat of glue on here, not put too many lumps or bumps into my decoupage paper, and I will do it in sections. I'm going to use a nice flat Stahlmeister brush so that it spreads on there really nicely, and let's give this a go. Cool. So I'm going to get my paper, plonk it on here, and kind of roughly, it's really big, so I'm just going to cut this bit off because I can use that on another project, but I'm going to give myself a little bit of leeway in case I make a mistake. I'm really hoping I don't make a mistake on this live. But guess what? We all make mistakes and you just got to kind of learn from them and move on. The paper's nearly exactly the right width for this this canvas, which is kind of lucky. So yeah, save that bit, use it for something else. And I've got this nice bird. He's going to be kind of my main bit, really. I wonder what way up I should do it. This way, I think. So I might turn him around. I've got just this flat palette here. I'm just going to put, I've stirred up my lacquer and I'm just going to put a little bit in here. So I've got my lacquer in here now just to make it nice and easy. And I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do it in thirds. So I'm going to fold this back. Oh, I don't know if you can see my lacquer. There's my lacquer there. So this is our furniture lacquer that we use to seal our 2 chalk paints with, but works really nicely as a glue medium if you're doing flat decoupage. It's a little bit textured, this board, which is fine, and I'm being fairly generous with the glue. Want it to go right to the edges. And I want it to be nice and thin on this edge. So this edge is just going to line up down here. Oh, I know what I didn't bring. Bring a brayer. I'm going to tap it into place. It tacks right away. And decoupage paper usually wrinkles because once it hits the glue medium, it stretches a little bit, so it creates wrinkles, and often when it dries after a couple of days it kind of shrinks back down. So I've tacked that down. I don't want to play with it too much more because your hands tend to rip it. So what I've got here is just an old nice thin plastic bag. Glad wrap is also good, and I'm just scrunching it up. And I'm just pushing it all over there. I'm going to try and push out as many of the bubbles that I can. And this just protects your papers from your hands. So I'm still going to have a few wrinkles in it, but I'm not too worried about that. I kind of like that oldie worldy look. And a little bit of glue squished through there, so I don't want that to go all over my piece. I'm just going to scrunch my bag up and get rid of that wet bit. All that air out, so I might just spin this around. Right, then I'm going to get some more of my lacquer, which is acting as my glue medium. So I'm not going to start my line down there. I'm starting it a little bit up from there, and then I'm just going to kind of feather it in so I don't kind of have a big blobble, it's a technical word, of glue right there where my paper edge is. So again, being fairly generous and very gentle holding this up and putting it on really evenly, feathering it out. Same thing again, just gonna tap it down carefully, spreading it out. Oh, might get another bag, a cleaner one. Put this in a wee bundle. Just push that all over, round and round. Squishing all the air out. You can see I've gone a tiny bit off the side, but I'll touch up that side with some black paint once this is all dried and finished, and you won't even know. Cool, that bit's all down. I'll bring this up to the camera once I've finished it to show you what it looks like. So, back to my glue, starting above the line. So if you've got a big paper, this is a really good way of doing it, because you're not having to deal with the whole paper at once. You're breaking it down into sections. And then I'm just going to feather that bit down into where that glue stops. Feather, feather, feather. And then spread it out. Right. Tap all this down. Getting my bag, don't know what bag's what now. And I'm just gonna press all that down again. I'm pressing kind of firmly. Not kind of firmly, I am pressing very firmly and getting all the air out of it. I like Decoupage, I like the fact that it's an all over image and picture, and I like that it looks kind of perfectly imperfect once you've done it. Cool. Alright. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I've got that little edge there, which I'll just leave that until it's dry, and I'll cut that off and sand it once it's dry. So yeah, that's really as far as I can take that at the moment. It's all glued down. I'm going to let it dry. Just move you up. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to put another coat of lacquer over the top. And usually when you do that, it'll bubble up again. But again, as long as you don't play with it and the brush too much, the bubbles will go away after a couple of days. It all settles down. Because there's a difference between drying and curing. So once it's cured, that's all the water from your products has evaporated, kind of makes the paper all taut again, and the bubbles tend to go away. And then I'll just sand around the edges, touch up my black edge, and then I will have this nice picture to put on the wall. So I might just get you down and show you what it looks like. Right, here we go. So you can see there's little wrinkles, but just little fine ones. Can't see where it was folded at all. And yeah, as that dries, those wrinkles will go away. So yeah, I hope that was kind of interesting and maybe you learned a little bit from it. And I'll show you, I'll probably show you, maybe Saturday, which is tomorrow. We're open tomorrow 10 to 2. But if not, I will show you early next week when we're back on board on Tuesday what she looks like. Yeah. Okay. Happy Friday, everyone.